guys, it's John-Jthirteen here. Today I'm with Charlotte and we're not with Tom this time.
Yeah, no Tom.
And today we're filming a video featuring John and Tina doing their couple testimony.
Hi, we are John and Tina Riddler. We are doing a video for J13 and this is our couple's testimony. So, me and John met a long time ago, 20 years ago to be precise. I was 15, he was 16.
I was 16, I'd just finished my GCSEs at the time.
And you were already a Christian?
Yeah, so I was fortunate, I was brought up in a Christian family. My parents are Christians, their parents are Christians as well and quite active in the church. So I was brought up in the church really. Yeah, I've been a Christian all my life.
And I wasn't a Christian, I was brought up in a non-Christian household. We went to church for weddings and funerals. And we met in my back garden one day and John invited me to church and I started going to church because I really liked John, basically. And then from then on, so we started dating in July, didn't we? And then by the August, I had become a Christian. And then I went into my last year of high school, and let's just put it this way, in the last year of high school, by the end of the year I got the certificate for the most approved student of the year because my life had done a dramatic U-turning, how I behaved and how I acted and how much more focused I was. Then we were together for 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years,
yeah. And then John went to uni, and then by the first term we broke up after we gone to uni, hadn't we?
Yes, I think when I went to university, even though it was quite local, I was at Birmingham Uni, there was still that distance and separation, and obviously, you know, back in sort of 18 years ago, when it was, you didn't really have the communication levels that we do nowadays, so, you know, it was still 10p for a text message, and a text message was 150 characters or something ridiculous like that, so having a, you know, even a long distance relationship at that point was extremely difficult, and it just didn't work, I think, if we're honest, and we were still young and quite naive, and yeah, so we split up, yeah, roughly halfway through my first year of uni.
And then in that time when we weren't together, I drifted away from the church, I would say, and I stopped going to church regularly. I started going out with someone who was a non-Christian, which probably didn't help the situation. And it was quite it would sound like you'd have loads of fun, but actually by the time I come back to church I was a shadow of my former self. I had no confidence, really no self-belief and no self-worth by the time I come back to church. And what happened was, one Sunday I decided that I needed to go back to church, so I went, and I was still with my boyfriend at that time. I went, and lo and behold, Mr. Riddler was there!
So I moved back, actually moved back to Brown Hills originally, and Dave Langton, who was the pastor before Sandy, sort of reached out to me at that time and got me to come back to Beacon, which was good and really positive for me at the time. And yeah, it was just one random Sunday evening. Yeah, we were at church and yeah, Tina walked in and pretty much from there the rest is history. That was 2009, so that was 11 years ago. We got married in 2011, which is almost 9 years ago now. So yeah, we've been married almost 9 years. And obviously, as most of the church know, we've got 2 gorgeous children, Erin and Ben. Yeah, we moved back into Burntwood a year and a half ago, and yeah, life's been pretty good over the last 9 or 10 years.
Yeah, it has. So yeah, that's really it. And then we decided that we decided after our first child we'd become more active in church, didn't we? So John joined the worship band, and then so you'd worship every week. And then after I had our second child, Ben, I started going to Little Lambs as a mom, and then I ended up becoming a member of the team. Tina Pugh really forced me to be a member of the team. She didn't really give me a choice in the matter, but I'm glad she made me do it. I'm glad that she made me come to Little Lambs, and I'm glad she made me I started a thing called Messy Church not long after that, didn't I? I started a thing called Messy Church because I felt God really talking to me about doing it and reaching out to the younger children in our community, and John was really supportive of that. And then Tina moved away, and then I ended up doing Little Lambs as well. So that's how I became the church's children's work. So in regards to Erin and Ben, we really want to bring them up in the ways of the Bible and the ways that God has taught us to bring them up. They are a blessing ultimately from Him, and therefore as a blessing we want them to bless our church family when they get older. But obviously it's their own decision whether they become a Christian or not. Hopefully where they will make the right decision and become a Christian, but we will be supportive regardless of their decision. And you see, for the upbringing that they will have will be very similar to yours, I can imagine. Whereas for me, their upbringing compared to me would be very different, because I was brought up from a single household. My mum brought me up and she did an amazing job. She was a really good mum. But it's tough being on your own and not having, and like my dad isn't really in our lives and wasn't in our lives when he left, and that won't happen for our children. Mainly because John wouldn't allow it and I wouldn't allow it, because I know how important it is to have a father figure in your life.
I mean, I think at the very least it's important to bring them up with Christian values, because Christianity will teach children a moral code, and that's something I think society is lacking, to be brutally honest, at the moment. So at least if we can teach our kids how to behave and how to act properly and towards other people, they can become positive and, successful members of society in the future, really.
So a Bible verse that I would like to share with my kids would be Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you may go. And I like that verse because in today's world it can be scary for children and teenagers with whatever they face, and it's a reminder that God is with them always. And also for all those parents who sometimes have really hard days with children. So for all of those parents who teenagers and children can sometimes be difficult to understand, I'd like to read a verse. This is Psalms 127:3. This is from the Passion version, and it says, Children are God's love gift. They are heaven's generous reward. So, how me and John got back together was, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. Me and John had always been friends anyway. We never stopped being friends, even when we weren't together. We were always friends. And I remember praying to God, and I said to God, the next man that goes out with me has got to be my husband, because I'm not wasting any more time with anybody else. And lo and behold, John came back into my life. Whole 20 years, he came back into my life, and I was like, you for real? You actually for real? Turns out he was.
Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that nice little talk from Tina and John, I knew his name. Yeah. Thank you for watching. John and Tina talked about their testimony as a couple, and it's very touching for younger people to hear, because it gives hope that they can have a good Christian husband or wife as well. Over the next month we've got more guests. We've got Liz McMeekin coming up next, and she is a pastor's wife. So we're going to be interviewing her on what that role entails. And the rest